All right, so I'm going to show you some factoring by grouping. Now, I've already uploaded a video on this, but I'm going to do it again. Okay, so my first thing is I'm going to take this number and multiply it by this number. So 2 times negative 21, that gets me a negative 42. Okay, that plays an important role because I want two numbers that are going to multiply to negative 42, but add up to a positive 1, because you see how there's only one x there. Okay, so when I'm thinking of things that multiply to a negative 42, right away I think of 6 times 7 gets me a 42. So then if one of those was negative, which one would have to be negative in order for me to get a positive 1 when I add them together? The answer is 6, because negative 6 plus 7 is equivalent to 1. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I'm breaking this x into two things. I'm breaking it into a negative 6x and a positive 7x. And I place the negative 6 on this side because I'm going to find a GCF between the 2x squared and the negative 6x. And I place the 7x on the righter side because I noticed that there was a 21 in the problem, and 7 and 21 have a common factor, which is 7. Okay? So I broke down that middle term x into two components, but combined they would get me back to x. X could have been broken down into many different ways. It could have been a positive 7 and, or no, sorry, a positive 8 and a negative 7, right? Because there's only a difference of 1 and you'd be left with 1x. But this specifically had to be a negative 6 and a positive 7 because when we took our a value and our c value and multiplied them together, we were left with negative 42. Okay, so now I'm going to group these together. 2 and 6 in common, they have a 2, so I can factor out a 2. But I also see that both of them have x's in them, so I can factor out a 2x. So when I factor out a 2x from 2x squared, I am left with just an x. When I factor out a 2x from negative 6x, I'm left with a negative 3. Okay, now I want to check what's in common between the 7x and the negative 21. Well, there's not an x in both of them, but I can factor out a 7. Okay, I'm going to say a positive 7 right now. If I factor out a positive 7, 7 times x got me 7x, and 7 times negative 3 got me to negative 21. You're going to notice that this here, the factors are the same. That just means that one of my factors from the original problem is x minus 3. Now, what's left over is this 2x and this positive 7. So that's my other factor, 2x plus 7. So these are the factors when I reverse the process using grouping.